Psalm 139. It is Sanctity of Human Life Sunday. And as we said, hundreds of thousands of Christians, thousands of churches, thousands of pastors are recognizing this today. Unfortunately, there are many, many, many that are not. And unfortunately, we even have some churches that even stoop to the degree of being pro-abortion for the craziest reasons, and some I just can't wrap my mind around. But we are pro-life here. At Call to Life, we're pro-life. At Call to Life, we are pro-life. We believe in life. We believe in life more abundantly. We believe in preserving and protecting life at all costs, however we can do it. And we want to ensure that lives are saved, babies are being saved. The good news is there are abortion clinics that are still shutting down, thank God. We saw in one clip a while ago where in one particular area, since they opened their doors, and it hadn't been long, that 20% of the abortions have dropped, 20% already. And so, listen, we are fighting a winnable war. It is a winnable war. There's people who say, "Oh, you can't." Just like our senator, Gerald Malloy, told me in his office one day, abortion it'll never be abolished. And I educated him to a degree a little bit on William Wilberforce, and let him know, look, they said the same thing about slavery, but it was abolished. And listen, the Dred Scott decision is the same. You can parallel that right now with the Supreme Court decision of 1973 Roe v. Wade. And Dred Scott was unconstitutional. It was unconstitutional to say you could own a person, black person or any kind of person. It's unconstitutional to say you can own a person and have rights to that person's life. That is unconstitutional. And the same thing with life, with the Roe v. Wade situation. It is unconstitutional. That's why we say they use the term that abortion is legal. No, abortion is not legal. And I'm not an attorney, but I can read, and I've taken Constitution 101, I've taken civics, and I can understand that the three branches of government and Supreme Court is not the lawmaking branch. They only rule on current laws, but their rule doesn't establish law. Only Congress can make law. We need to understand that. And it's because God's people, like I said, anyway, I got to move on. So the answer that we are looking for today is the biblical aspect, the biblical answers that we need on this particular topic. And I think it goes without saying, of course, that abortion is a difficult issue to talk about. It's difficult. It's difficult because it's almost impossible to find someone who's neutral on the subject. You might every once in a while, but most people are either for very much so or against very much so. And so it's the most emotionally divisive issue in America today. Well, now we got the wall. It's a very divisive issue right now. But abortion all these years, for 50 years now, has been the most divisive issue, and it's becoming even more divisive in America today. The pollsters tell us that Americans are deeply divided on the morality of abortion. Now you add to that the fact that abortion is an unpopular subject already, generally speaking. There are some people who would simply rather not hear about it. Some people who don't even want to think about it. Some who don't want to talk about it. And so there are some who would certainly rather not hear about abortion on Sunday morning. But it is our duty to address this topic. It is our duty to address the sin of the nation. It's our duty. And Frank Turek, I was listening to him yesterday, just a wonderful apologeticist, I believe I said it right. Great man of God. On the real reason people aren't Christian. I caught this yesterday, I jotted it down so I wouldn't forget it. He says, they don't want Christianity to be true because Christianity is going to interfere with their autonomy. In other words, their independence, their self-rule, their self-government. They want to do what they want to do. They are not on a truth quest, they're on a happiness quest. And I thought, I haven't heard it put that way, but that's the truth. They're not on a truth quest. They don't care about truth. They're not seeking truth. That's why you got this philosophy now that there is no absolute truth, and your truth is different from my truth, and my truth is different from your truth. No, that's a bunch of hogwash, the Greek word again, and it's a bunch of hogwash. It's bull is what it is. There are absolute truths, and the Word of God is the absolute truth. And so he says because they don't want interference with their autonomy, with their self-governance and their self-rule of their self. In other words, they want to do, if it feels good, do it. If that's what I want to do, I should be allowed to do it. That's the philosophy. And so they don't want Christianity to be true.